And it sucks because like the vast majority, like 95% of people we meet or I've met through this have been so cool.
Very
but
cool.
the crazy have gotten crazier.
Yep.
And it's just it's just not worth it. Like as
so
much
sad.
as it would suck to be like, oh, I can't take a picture, but it's like, is this the one time I take a picture and someone says I did something? Or even yesterday, some guys, first time in 6 months anyone said anything to me about the church. Some guys stopped me at a gas station, but they literally pulled over. They weren't even really in a spot. They left the car running, and I was like, "Am I about to get fucking like
stabbed or something?"
Yeah, I was like, what? I'm nowhere in the middle of nowhere in Connecticut. But so like you think about it now, I get it, and mine is 100th, 1,000th of what you're like. I said last night as a joke to like, how often do you get recognized? Because it happened last night when we were out, and your wife was like, "Oh, every day," like that. That's a little bit much. That must get a little bit old.
No, you say hello to people. There's some people who are. Last night I was in a restaurant. No, Friday night I went to a restaurant in Colts Neck, and I got 12 kids, and I got 12 adults. You know, I got like 6 sets of parents, and we're sitting. We just come from a flag football game, and we're sitting there. We're having a good time with the kids, and all of a sudden a guy comes in with kids. And they stop because the waitress is there, and I make eye contact with the guy. And he looks at me, and I go, "What's happening?" He goes, "How you doing, man?" He goes, "I loved you in the longest shot." He shook my hand, and he kept moving with his kids.
Great people, yeah.
That's it. He goes, "That's mercy?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "I listen to the podcast." And he walked away.
Yep.
Then some other kid.
I was going to say, good people make it easy to be nice
Good
to
people
them.
make it easy.
They make it easy. They make life easy. But then there's problem people where you just go.
Then I got 2 kids around me. I got my daughter sitting on me, and I got the neighbor girl busting my balls because my pants were short and they could see my ass crack. So the neighbor girl kept saying, "I'm going to throw pennies in there, Mr. Diaz." And all of a sudden some kid goes, "Are you Joe Diaz?" And I'm like, "No, you got the wrong guy." Just because I knew what he wanted. When you see a guy with 2 kids, he was excited. You know, he was very excited. He was young, and I knew he was going to hang there. He might even slip and say, "Where's the reefer at?" or something.
Right.
You know? I'm sitting next to a cop. You know, he's a detective. You know, he knows I get high, but I don't want to slam it in his face.
Right.
So I go, "No." And he goes, "Everybody, fucking, you look just like him. Anybody ever tell you that?" And the detective goes, "I tell him all the time. He looks just like Joe Diaz. He won't listen." And everybody's laughing at the table, and the guy's like, "Man, you look just like Joey." I didn't do that because I was a scumbag. I did it because I know that
what it was going to
open.
Yeah.
The other guy had kids with him, and
you
know,
read
he was just
people.
like nice, you know, whatever.
Polite.
I love talking to people. Listen, I'm a chatty. You know what I'm saying? Like, I love talking to people.
Me
So
too.
if you're cool with me and you approach me the right way, I'll talk to you for 10 fucking years. The other day I went to Labodi's. I ended up talking to some guy out there for fucking 20 minutes about CGI.
Yep.
You know, he came up to me. He's like, I'm in high school and I want to learn. He goes, when they shot you in The Sopranos, did they really? And we talked.
Yeah.
He didn't want to take a picture. He didn't give a fuck about comedy.
Polite and respectful.
Respectful.
That, like, I remember being in a bar. I wasn't even drinking, but it was like 5 years ago or whatever. Bartender slammed. And, you know, I catched their eye and I said, "Excuse me, I can see that you're busy, but when you have a chance, may I please get a Diet Coke with no ice?" And the guy goes, "What?" I said, "I understand you're busy." I go, "But when you please, just a Diet Coke." And he went, "You know what? Whatever you want, it's free." I go, "What?" He goes, "Order whatever you want." He goes, "You're the only polite person we've had in here in a year." He goes, "Whatever you want, I got it." Like, because people don't do that anymore. There's no more common courtesy.
I think that with the situation the last 2 years, I think, you know, man, I call it like a mental health issue because maybe I had a little bit of a mental health issue. But at times, when you see all these planes and stuff, I was thinking about the planes that it was people have been in the house too long and they forgot how to act. Yeah. That was just a stupid excuse. I know that the planes, you know, when I did the plane to Austin, just the amount of times the fucking lady told me to put the mask on, even though I had my mask on. You know, she can't put it on. They had like a recording.
Yeah.
I wanted to get up and punch myself in the fucking face.
Right.
Never mind punch like the stewardess, or I didn't want to punch none of them in the face. I wanted to punch myself in the fucking face because it was so fucking annoying.
Yes.
You know, right now, people, for a long time, people didn't know where their money was coming from.
Yes.
You know, we were talking about L.A. before. These people who were paying $2,000 a month rent, that didn't pay rent for a year and a half, you owe your landlord 40 fucking G's.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
40 fucking G's. You're never gonna get out of that. Trust me,
No.
I was down 100 G's. That's 10 fucking years.
Yeah.
That's you're down 100 G's. That's fucking
Forget it.
10
It's a life
years
sentence.
with all your bullshit. Because you got to remember, you have rent. Did anybody see that thing? Steve Harvey was paying the government $450,000 a month. Did you see that shit?
Wasn't it because like his
Whoa.
accountant stole
His
like
ac-
$20 million
Yup.
from him?
His accountant stole
Said
money.
he was filing taxes and didn't file the taxes.
Oh my goodness.
And then he died, and then you owe us 20 years back taxes. Or no, not 20 years. I don't know how long.
Oh, my
It was a
goodness.
long fucking time. For you to owe $450,000 a month,
That's a lot of money.
and he goes, I paid that.
It's no wonder he has that judge show now.
No, that's what he said. He goes, I did everything. I didn't turn down anything. I was not in a position to turn down anything.
Wow.
He goes, I just worked, and he goes, I bumped into a contract that was big, and that paid a bulk of it off. But $450,000 a month, and still pay for your car payment because that shit don't stop.
Yeah, life doesn't stop.
Groceries, light,
And they don't have a Toyota, which is still expensive.
Nah, they don't have a fucking
They have
Toyota.
we had someone come on the podcast once who was very nice, but like not a known person. And they came in and they was talking about like a $2,100 one bedroom with a $900 a month Mercedes lease. And I was like, "What are you talking about?"
doing?
And they were there for like they were new to LA. A $900 a month car.
My buddy Wally was in LA for a month, and you meet idiots when you're first there, and like on acting class, or whatever. The guy was living in a studio apartment, and he was driving a Ferrari. He was leasing a Ferrari and living in a studio apartment, parking it on the street.
Oh,
That's LA.
gross!
Yeah,
It looks
living
good
above
for
their
nobody.
means.
People have no idea that anybody watching LA Lakers show on HBO Max? Pretty fucking good show, The Making of the Lakers. I'm gonna tell you something. I like Thomas C. Riley. Mm-hmm. That's his name. He was in Boogie Nights.
John C. Riley.
John C. Riley has
great.
always, to me, been a good actor.
Yeah, me too.
I met him once. I didn't really say anything to him. Hi, nice to meet you. But let me tell you something, bro. He's always been like a mediocre actor in my world, even though people put him on a pedestal for years. Mm-hmm. When you see him playing Jerry Buss, Dr. Buss.
Is it great?
That show's great. Me and my wife watch
Wow.
it religiously at 9:01.
That's awesome.
But what was I going to get to? We were talking about
We were
something.
talking about LA. We were talking about people's bills, all the sadness people are carrying with them, and just be nice. Like you were talking about the people approaching you.
Yeah, people like,
Bills and all the stress people are under. And I realize that now. Like, go out of your way just to be a little bit nicer to people. You know what I mean? Because people, I will say one thing I love about Jersey, Philly, this East Coast, when you're nice to people, they immediately give it back to you.